going on, guys? Today's video is going to be on Tuesday, January 6th. We had a really nice bullish long setup in the marketplace. So let's get right into it. We'll go over why I thought this was a good trade and how you guys could actually frame your setup to look similar and or take in a trade like this today. So right here, we're going to start on the daily chart. We're always going to start on the daily chart, guys. If you're not starting on the daily chart, you are gambling. Always start on the daily chart. What do we see? We see that price made this low right here in this imbalance. Price came down, held strong in this imbalance right here. We had this long, indecisive, doji looking candle, which formed our low with Monday yesterday, holding this low strong in this imbalance right here. That gave us our bullish bias. We wanted to see how price reacted within this imbalance to see if it was going to give us that bullish sentiment higher. We dropped down to our lower time frames, our 4-hour and our 1 hour, to look at how price reacted in this daily fair value gap or that daily imbalance. We see that we had this really strong reaction. Price came down initially, tapped into it right here. Didn't have too much of a decisive move. Ended up falling back within the range, and then we see right here we take out this high, changing our state of delivery bullish yesterday on Monday. So now we have our bullish sentiment out of this daily time frame imbalance, and now being Tuesday, we're going to be going into the marketplace looking for that bullish daily profile, and then to be capitalizing on whichever profile it gives us the trading framework for our setup intraday. So here we are on the hourly. We're looking at the daily profile. We see that price opens right here. This is going to be our new day open. What do we see? We see price kind of consolidates or chops around higher and lower around this new day open. London does come down, tap into this 1 hour or higher PD array, being this fair value gap right here. We expand higher through this set of down close candles. And what it tells me is that we're probably going to have a bullish daily profile today. So everything's kind of lining up for this awesome long today. We had that bullish daily bias. We had that lower time frame intermediate order flow confirmation on this hourly with that change in state delivery. And now we see prices forming that bullish daily profile where we open, run below new day open, tap into a higher time frame PD array, and then expand to the upside. Now what we're going to be looking for, guys, is what is our actual entry framework for days like today. Now, when we have a bullish daily profile and we're looking at a London low where we do not expect New York to come and sweep this low, a lot of you guys are going to miss these trades because you're looking for that liquidity sweep, and we never get that in this scenario right here. So how do I take these setups when I know that we are not expecting to run this London low when we are bullish on the day and expecting New York to expand higher, right? So when that's the framework that I'm working with in the day and I'm not expecting price to come down and take out this London low, what am I looking for, guys? I'm looking for hourly order blocks and hourly fair value gaps. And what do we see? We see right here we have this hourly fair value gap and this hourly order block. Obviously, in hindsight, we can see how much of a banger this fucking trade was. Came down into this hourly fair value gap and just obliterated higher. But let's take us closer into the charts and actually look at why this trade worked out. All right, remember, this is that new day open right here. This is that hourly order block. This is that hourly fair value gap right here. So we see that price opens and expands higher. We don't get any type of liquidity sweep after 9:30. We expand higher, and then what do we see, guys? We see this hourly fair value gap right here, this hourly order block right here. So these are the two areas that I'm looking for a price reaction or for an entry setup when I am coming into the day with a bullish daily profile where I expect London low to be validated and New York to expand higher without first running lower, sweeping London low. So we're looking at these two areas, guys, the hourly order block and the hourly fair value gap. How easy is that? When we know that we're bullish, we have a bullish daily bias. We have our intermediate term order flow from the hour bullish as well. And then we have a bullish daily profile, and we know exactly where we're looking for our setups. We're not wondering and just zombie staring at the screens waiting for a setup to occur. We know exactly where we want our setups, and we know exactly where those setups are going to occur based on the criteria that we lay out from our analysis. We knew that this setup was going to occur either in this fair value gap or in this order block with a high degree of certainty. Very high degree of certainty because of the way that the daily profile was panning out and the bias that we had with the intermediate term order flow that we see. So now you're probably wondering, okay, so where does your actual entry come? If we know the setup is within this hourly fair value gap, where does the actual setup come from? Because you're saying it could be in the fair value gap, it can be in the order block. So how do we know when to actually trigger that trade and go long? Great question, guys. So the 5 minute is always the time frame that I'm first referring to when I'm looking for my actual entry. And what I want to see when we come into an hourly PD array, an hourly price delivery array, guys, is I want to see a strong reaction on that 5 minute. I don't want to see us come down into this range and be really lethargic and then see us, piddle paddle through these levels. I want to see these nice wicked candles that respect these ranges very well. And we get this 5 minute right here. Now, everyone has their own entry strategies. Everyone has their own entry criteria, what entry they like to use for, what time frames they like to use for their entries. I like to combine the 5 minute and the 1 minute. So it's obviously a little subjective depending on how you're comfortable with your entries and what confluences you think give you confidence to actually stay in that trade. But for me, it's a combination of the 5 minute and the 1 minute. So we come down, we hit this hourly PD array right here. We have the strong 5 minute reaction. Now I'm either entering off the 5 minute or off the 1 minute, right? If I'm entering off the 5 minute, what's going to happen is it's going to be an entry on this inversion fair value gap right here, right? If I'm entering on the 1 minute, then what it's going to be is it's going to be a strong 5 minute reaction candle with my entry criteria then on the 1 minute. So we have a strong 5 minute right here. We're going to drop down to the 1 minute. And there isn't, to me at least, a really obvious 1 minute setup here. We kind of have this lethargic price action right here where we kind of are consolidating. We run up. We do kind of break this structure by breaking this high. And then, we have these little sets of fair value gaps right here. But nothing's super jumping out to me, especially because we still have this 5 minute in play right here. So any price action before we actually interact with that 5 minute for me was just seeing what type of momentum do we have coming out of this hourly PD array. So my entry or my actual interest in this setup didn't actually occur until right here on this candle. We see that at 11:45, we kind of have this strong reaction after we tap back into the top portion of the hourly PD array, and we have this really nice bullish candle out of here. What it does is then on the 1 minute, it gives us this really nice V-shaped recovery reversal where we change the state of delivery above this high. We come up, we form this fair value gap. This could be your entry right here, or once we closed above this gap right here, basically would have been taking your longs right here at this candle close. Again, very subjective. Wherever you want to put your stop loss, guys, you can put it below the fair value gap that held the low in it. You can put it below the actual structure low down here for the intermediate term low. However you guys want to do it, whatever you guys think in your back testing is going to work the best for you. It's all whatever is your comfortability. That's going to help your psychology the best when you're trading. Okay, guys? And then you can target these highs, which was the actual target that I was looking for. And then you could have this banger of a trade right here. That would be the entry on the 1 minute. If you're really conservative, guys, you don't like using the 1 minute, then all you'd have to do is just wait right here on the 5. Get rid of those 1 minutes, and you'd be taking your long right here. When we inverse this fair value gap, you can put your stop right below the fair value gap because we obviously wouldn't want to see it close back down now through. And then your stops would be at the high, and you'd be around a 1-to-9 risk to reward ratio. How easy is that, guys? How easy is that? We broke it down from the daily to the lower time frames to where our trading setup should occur, and then we weren't doing any guesswork in terms of our actual executions. We were just waiting to see our confirmation that the likely direction out of this hourly PD array was going to be higher, and we did that by looking at these strong reactions on the 5-minute, breaking it down to the 1-minute, seeing if we had those entry criterias, and or just waiting for this 5-minute fair value gap to inverse right here on the 5 before taking that long. But yeah, so that was the trade recap for today, guys. It was a super good long. I actually did not take the trade. Full disclosure, I've been so sick. I don't even know if you guys can hear my voice, but I'm so nasally. I've been so sick, sleeping until like 11:30 every single day. So I have not been trading for the last, obviously because of holidays, but yeah. But anyways, guys, super good trading opportunity today, and it all revolved around understanding what the bias was, what the daily profile was setting up as, and where your actual setup forms within that daily profile, right? And it was right here in that hourly fair value gap.